Hope you all are doing good. So in the last class we saw about Anandi Gopi and autobiography, where Anandi Gopi was born in the year 31st March 1865 at Kalyan near Mumbai, and her real name is Yamuna Joshi. And at the age of 9 she got married and her name was changed as Anandi. And her husband Gopal Rao was an enthusiastic supporter. He was ardent supporter to Anandi, and he also supported women's education and widow remarriage. And he also taught Anandi. Okay, he was the one who taught Anandi, and he also started to enroll her in the missionary school. Later, when she was progressing in her studies, he thought that she has to get a higher education. As Anandi lost her infant son at the age of 14, she decided to become a doctor, and her husband also wanted to enroll her in the University of America. Later, Mrs. Carpenter came to know about Anandi, and she supported Anandi to come to USA and complete her medical degree. So there was a lot of opposition from people here, and they went to such extent where they started to throw stones and cowdungs at Anandi, but later Anandi somehow made, in June 1883 she somehow made, and she went to America and she met Mrs. Carpenter there. So now what will happen? We will see, students. In America, there were many things that I thought were strange, and many that Carpenter found strange about me. So what happened? So there is a different in culture, right? Indian culture is different from a foreign culture. So she found many things strange, many things different in America, as well as carpenters, okay? The lady carpenters, even she found many practices of Anandi as strange. For example, here she has given examples. For example, the carpenters found it odd that I would not sit down on a chair when Mr. Carpenter was in the room, as a custom in India then, and I was astonished that they did not bathe every day. So she says that in like if the Mr. Carpenter, that is carpenter's husband, okay, the carpenter's husband, if he is in the room, she will not sit on the chair. Okay, just because in India there was a practice that if a male is in the room, a female should always sit on the floor. So that kind of practice was there in those days. So that even Anandi went to America and she followed that. So here that lady, carpenters, she found her aunt carpenters found it very strange about it. And the other practice, what she was astonished, okay, what Anandi was astonished was about the Americans does not bath every day, okay, that she found as very strange and very, like she was amazed, she was astonished. Other things like my clothes and my not eating non-vegetarian food was also very strange for them. Okay, the traditional way of wearing sari and all that was very strange to them. That was different to them to see. As well as she not eating non-vegetarian food was also strange. Carpenter Mawashi took care of me as I were her own daughter. So Carpenter Mawashi, she took a good care of Anandi, like she is her own daughter. She took care of her. She cried like a child when she left me at the Women's College in Philadelphia. So later, Anandi got admitted in a college, women's college in Philadelphia. So when she was going to get admitted in that college hostel, Carpenter Mawashi started to cry like a baby. So the next paragraph. The superintendent and the secretary of the college were very kind. So the people over there, the superintendent and the secretary of the college was very kind. They were impressed that I come to study from so far away, braving poverty and opposition from my people. So they were impressed that Anandi has travelled all the way from India to America just to study medicine. and they were and she had braving poverty, and she was in a state of poverty, and she was facing poverty, and there was oppositions from people. They even offered me a scholarship of $600 for the 3 years. So what was the scholarship? It was $600 for 3 years. Okay, this was her scholarship amount they gave to her. The room that was provided to me at the college did not have a proper fireplace. So the room which was provided to her, it did not have a proper fireplace. Okay, fireplace is nothing but whenever a smoke is lit. Okay, the fireplace emitted a lot of smoke when lit. So there was no proper fireplace. So whenever a smoke is lit, the room is filled with smoke. Okay, whenever there is a fire lit, the room is filled with smoke. So it was a choice between smoke and cold. The place was very cold, and the smoke emitted was filled the room. I tried to get another place, but that was not possible as no one was ready to rent a place to a brown Hindu girl trying to be a doctor. Even she wanted to shift that place, but nobody were ready to give a place to her. They were not ready to rent a place to her because people were not ready to give a place for a brown Hindu girl. Indians were called brown there, so the people over there did not give her a rent room because she was a brown Hindu girl and she had come to study medicines. After about 2 years in that place, I had started having a constant temperature and cough. So because of the smoke and the temperature over there, she had cough. For 2 years she stayed in the same place with smoke filled, and because of that her temperature was high and she had constant cough. Well, living in an alien culture, weather was always going to be difficult, and I was ready to face it. So in foreign countries, so alien means foreign country. Okay, in a foreign country, the weather is always cold, okay, and she is ready to face it. My health was severely affected by my stay there because she was staying in such a place. Her health was severely affected. After around 2 years in the USA, I had sudden spells when I used to feel very faint and get a high temperature. Suddenly she had some trouble and she used to get faint and her temperature was always high. The cough never left me. By the end of the 3 years, my condition had worsened. So she had constant cough, it did never leave her, and by the end of 3 years, okay, by the end she completed her degree, her condition was worsened, it was very worst. I somehow scrapped through the final exams. Okay, so she somehow tried to overcome all that situation, and she somehow scrapped means to continue with the system or plan. She continued with her studies and she passed the final exam. So now at the convocation where my husband was present, it was announced that I was the first woman doctor of India and got a standing ovation for that. So she passed the medical degree, okay, and now she became a doctor. And at her convocation where they give the certificates and medals on that day, it was announced that she was the first Indian woman to be a doctor. So Anandi Gopi was the first Indian woman doctor. Okay, so this was announced at her convocation program and got a standing ovation for that. So all who were present at that place, everyone got up and gave a standing ovation. They applauded at her. It was one of the most rewarding moments of my life. Day by day I grew worse and nothing worked. So her condition was still worse, and day by day her condition was going worse and worse. My husband then admitted me to the women's hospital in Philadelphia. So she got admitted at the women's hospital at Philadelphia. I was then diagnosed as having tuberculosis, but the disease hadn't yet reached my lungs. The doctors advised me to go back to India. Later in that hospital she was diagnosed. Diagnosed means examination of the symptom, okay, because she was having a constant cough, so she was diagnosed by the doctors there, and it came to know that she had tuberculosis disease, but that disease has not yet reached her lungs, and the doctor advised her to go back to India. Her return to India. Now she has returned to India. We'll see what happened. The journey back home took a further toll on Anandibai's health, as doctors on the ship refused to treat a brown woman. So they were traveling by ship from America, okay, from Philadelphia she has to live, so from Philadelphia to India they were traveling by ship, and the doctors who were present in the ship refused. They refused to treat Anandi Gopi as she was a brown girl. Fine. On reaching India, she stayed at her cousin's place in Pune to receive treatment for a renowned Ayurvedic specialist. So later she came back to India. She stayed at her cousin's place, and it was at Pune, and she was taking treatment from a renowned means a famous Ayurvedic specialist. He, however, refused to treat her as, according to him, she had crossed the boundaries of society. Now, when she went there for the treatment, the person who was a renowned Ayurvedic specialist, what he did, he refused to treat Anandi Gopi. Okay, he refused to treat her because she has crossed the boundaries. Okay, the tradition of India, he thinks that Anandi Gopi has crossed the boundaries, and he refused to treat her. Okay, he refused to treat Anandi because he thinks that she has crossed the boundaries of our society, of our Indian tradition and society. Finally, on February 26, 1887, frustrated that all her achievements were in vain, Anandi succumbed to her disease at the age of 22. So finally, on Feb 26, that is February 26 at the year 1887. Okay, Anandi Bai thought that Anandi Gopi, she thought that all her achievements went in vain. It became useless. So, keeping that thought in her mind, she succumbed. Succumbed means she died in the year 1887, February 26, and at the age of 22. She was just 22 years old when she died. She was mourned throughout India. Okay, she was mourned. There was sadness throughout India. Her ashes were sent to Mrs. Carpenter, who wanted to place them in her family cemetery in Poughkeepsie. Okay, so here what happened? Her ashes. Okay, finally her burnt ashes were sent to Mrs. Carpenter, who took care of Anandi like her own daughter, right? So it was sent to her, and she wanted to bury her ashes into the cemetery. Okay, family cemetery. That is, cemetery is nothing but the burial ground, and that was at Poughkeepsie. Okay, the burial ground was at Poughkeepsie. Fine. Anandi Bai's efforts, however, were not in vain. So her efforts, whatever effort she did, was not in vain. To this day, she is an inspiration to Indian girls from all walks of life. Okay, seeing her life story, many Indian women are getting like she has become a role model for them, and they are trying to make her as an inspiration and trying to achieve something in their life. She enables us to believe that whatever our situations and circumstances, nobody's dreams are unachievable, and that each of us had the potential to achieve whatever we wish to. So her life story, okay, her life story shows that whatever situation or circumstance a person may be, okay, whatever dreams he has, it is not impossible thing. Everything is possible and we can achieve it if we concentrate on our goals and desires, she says. And it depends on our potential, okay. Potential means it depends on our capacity, how we work to achieve the desire and goal. Today the Maharashtra government has a fellowship in her name for young women working on women's health. So now Maharashtra government has made a fellowship. Fellowship means a group of people or an organization. There is an organization made in the name of Anandi, and where the young women in that organization, young women are working for what? They are working for women's health. So this completes your lesson, Anandi, Gopi and autobiography students. I hope you like this lesson. We'll meet you in the next class with a new and interesting topic. Till then, take care and bye.